Alright, midweek flight video, just to kind of change things up. Plus, I wanted to go check this out. We are in South George. Probably going to completely mispronounce everything. In the Azores Islands, just about 4 hours by airline off the Portuguese coast. And reason we're coming here is that there has been quite a bit of activity on the island, and could be the next kind of like La Palma volcano eruption. But this island is kind of crazy. You can see the big island straight in front of us, regular volcano type. This one is more of a rift opening that well, you'll see the shape of the island on the map. It's this long kind of ridge. We're going to be taking off with the wind here because I can't taxi this thing since the brakes, you need brakes, left, right brakes to get it to work. I haven't really flown this plane too much, but I figured it'd be good for viewing. The cliffs at this island are absolutely ridiculous. It probably is not going to look all that great, but I think the north side of the island has more cliffs into the ocean than this side. But as you can see over there, typical volcano, and this whole area off to our right is formed just from everything opening up underneath it, and it's kind of splitting in half. You can see on aerial images where it's splitting. There's some good photos of the island, and yeah, it's pretty crazy. But we'll get up in the air here. Right now flying over bay where the largest earthquake so far has happened underneath. These are supposedly magma earthquakes, so it is building back up and getting ready to maybe explode. Not explode, but just rip open, and we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I watch the YouTube channel Geology Hub. It's just a straight to the point video that tells you, you know, it's not all doom and gloom and all that other fake crap that we saw with the La Palma volcano eruption. This guy's just puts out a lot of good information and kind of tells you why it's happening, reasons behind it. It's a really good channel, so. But yeah, that's a pretty neat. I didn't expect that volcano to be that tall over there on the main island. But yeah, one of the things I absolutely love is volcanoes and going around and looking at these things. I think they've said that half the population has evacuated from the island. Now, I'm assuming, just based off of where they've shown the earthquakes to be, that the tips of the islands are going to be fine. It's more right in the center. I'll show you once we get headed back that way. Where the quakes have been, but sometimes that doesn't mean that's where the eruption's going to happen. And it looks like the main port for the island is right in the center where the earthquakes are happening. So even if you don't get off the island and you're safe, you know, we got a little cloud cover right there, which is causing it to use fake image rather than real image. But you can see the cliffs are struggling a little bit to render right from photographs and aerial images. But yeah, I'm guessing if something big happens in the center of this island, that's going to reduce anyone's ability clear down here on this end to get any supplies that they might need. So we'll fly right back up the center of this, and I'm actually going to change the weather just so that we don't fly into clouds. That kind of ruins it, but it was gonna be covering some bits that I want to see, because there's a lot of pretty neat cinder cones in the center of the island. But yeah, it's just a very long island that is formed because right down the center here it's kind of cracking open and has filled up. Unlike that one there where it's, you know, a main area building up over time, this has just been a long build up through this little rift. But yeah, you can see this side of the island, major cliffs off this side, as where the other side kind of goes down nice and easy. But honestly, until 2 weeks ago, didn't even know this island was a thing. And yeah, that's why I watch those videos, because it is it's interesting to see bits of the world. Let's see if I can zoom out. So you can see how this island just is massively long. But right up, I think it is, let me see, where we got the, yeah, you can't even see all these cones around here from previous eruptions. But then there's going to be up here a lot more better defined ones that haven't had a lot of growth over them. I looked on the map, or on the images, aerial images, and didn't see a whole lot of magma flows that you could pick out fairly easy, but see a really good cinder cone right there. Some up here and here. But yeah, from what I've seen, the bigger earthquake that happened was right about here. And then right along this whole area underneath has been quite a bit of activity, which is right next to the main town airport. And supposedly the last lava flows are like from this area here. But it's a really cool island. I mean, go down from the coast up to about, what, 3,400 feet for these peaks. Maybe not that much, it might be 28 or 30, but it is really cool. You see these cinder cones, each of these just an eruption that's happened, building up higher and higher over here, but it's all in this just straight line that's being fed from the split as the crust moves away from each other. you can see a lot of erosion here from the rain. But, yeah, I'd be a little worried if I lived down on the coast there. You know, these are going to definitely pop off. If it's one of these it's probably not going to happen in the same area. It's probably going to open up a new one, kind of like Iceland. Last little volcano, and La Palma, I think, was essentially a new vent that opened up. You can definitely tell, like, this area has had the newest amount of activity since it's not as eroded and not as much growth on them. You can see these have been somewhat eroded down. Then as you get further out here, you can see less and less of things that look like volcanoes and just looks like just a regular island. But yeah, I mean, it's a really neat part of the world. Got a bunch of islands all around. There's one that is up this way that you can't even see. It might be that one. It might just be, yeah, it might be that. But I think one of the main airports is back on this island. So we're gonna go all the way down to this end, swing around, turn back, and land. Let's go check out the other side of the island over here, since we got a little village off over here. But you see a lot less. I mean, you can see some of the circular cinder cones, but you can tell they've been worn down over time. Doesn't look as built up as those others. And I don't think this side of the island has had any activity in the latest swarms of earthquakes. And it looks like they've built some infrastructure down here, so they might think this is the safer side of the island as well. But I think we're about to see a massive cliff here. Oh yeah, it's absolutely nuts how steep these cliffs are. I mean, look at this. Just straight down. It's a really, really cool looking island. Alright, so it doesn't look like a whole lot's happening down here. Go ahead and turn around and go land. Have a nice short video. Normally I put these out on the weekend, but I wanted to get this one out just because it sounds like, from the way they're talking, that there could be some actual volcanic activity happening within the next couple of weeks here. But it also could just get up, solidify, and never break the surface. But it's definitely been having a lot of earthquakes, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think the only other ones that are about to go, I know there's one in Japan, the southern islands, that is getting close to erupting, and then another one in Colombia that's been showing some activity as well. I mean, there's like 50, 54 actively erupting volcanoes in the world at the moment. It's just you don't really ever hear about it unless you go looking for it. But when one happens, you know, near Europe or in Europe, then you hear a lot more about it. Or if it affects travel, which, if this puts up a big old plume, it could easily, you know, cause some traffic issues, depending on the wind direction. This time of year, I think maybe it's blowing back towards Europe from this area, but maybe it always is. You know, just south of here, it's heading off to Florida and how the hurricanes travel, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It would be cool if there was, you know, updated imagery to be able to see how much it changes. You know, have some not magma, but, you know, new lava flows solidified down the side where it does happen. I don't know if we'll get image updates since they just updated the area in the latest. I think they did Spain and Portugal in the latest update, world update. But we will head on down here and land, and who knows, maybe we'll, you know, in a week or two, we'll go fly over there and check that one out. That, you know, that is what, when you talk about a volcano, that's what everyone thinks of. Alright, so should be a nice easy landing. I think now that I have turned real weather off, we have no wind. Well, if there is a little wind, it's definitely going to be pushing down and pushing us left. We can actually go back to live weather. Let's do that real quick. There we go. Little kick from the wind, adjusting in. Little clouds make everything better looking, but I just didn't want to be able to not see some of the cool features there. I don't know if I've ever landed this plane. This thing's just a little too slow for me to enjoy. I know it's not terribly slow, but it's good for looking around. I wanted to get the RV14 that is out, but it wasn't on the marketplace, so didn't see anything else that had a good viewing cockpit that was going to at least be quick enough for getting up and down the island in a 20-minute time gap. Might have just off the runway this gray patch. That might actually be the latest lava flows. We'll go get the camera drone out and take a look at this area a little closer, but that's kind of looking like what it might be. They've just started to build back up over it. Alright, we are going way too quick. And, yeah, came in too high. We're gonna go ahead and trying to kill some speed. Might do a go around or land the other way. Okay, we'll land the other way. See how big of a drop off this cliff is. Fairly large. Yeah, we're a little bit higher than I thought. You can see how some of the aerial images. You know, you got the beaches with the water washing up, and it's still going up the hills, so kinda ruins how good everything looks, but still pretty damn good for what we've had previously. Alright. Put the flaps out, give it a little more power. We're going to be turning it pretty hard here. And that's never good to hear. We're a little low. Too much flap. This is one of the worst landings I've ever done. Alright. We got a little low there. Alright. We'll be able to land this time. Well, we nearly wrecked. Stalling out there, turning back. That was a little too aggressive for what we were in. Once you get down on the ground, though, everything just, you see and understand the massiveness of this island. It just puts it in such a better perspective than what you get in the air. Alright. I don't know, you're still telling me to go left, and I hate taxiing this thing, so call that good. Shut the fuel off. Let's hop outside. It should eventually die, unless I didn't actually shut the fuel off and just switched it to a different tank, which is what I did. Here we go. Okay, let's see. Speed actually works. Alright, it does. And they've actually added some speed. So, yeah, what I was saying, what I've seen is it's either this bay or the next one up there that the largest earthquakes happened. And then I'm kind of thinking that the last lava flow got down to here. Unless this is just human. No, this kind of looks human. Might just have this all dug out for construction. But I know around this area is where some of the last lava flows happened, and it's maybe this right here that's kind of weird and green. But, yeah. Very, very cool island, and, I don't know. I hope you enjoyed it. Just needed something to put out for flight videos, because it's been a while since we've done it. And thought this would be kind of an interesting one. So I'll put a link to the Geology Hub channel too, if you're interested in any of that. It's a pretty cool channel that can learn quite a bit. So thanks for watching.